We're back here on Open. I continue our conversation with J.C. Polanco and Lee Bonds. If you really want to get the skinniest of these guys, spend some time off camera with them. It is really, really, really intense when we talk about these topics. Let me get to this. As we talk about the Russia investigation, obviously the question is, where do we go from here? You have an FBI director who has now been fired. Questions are going to be asked about the new FBI director and whether or not there's going to be partiality in regards to the Russia investigation. Where do we see this going?
Well, right now, it's up in the air. If you listen to the Democrats, they're not pleased at all with what's going on, and they're going to be very, very hard on whomever is brought forward to take this next spot. As far as Trump is concerned, a lot of people are thinking, and I can only put it that way, that he's going to be looking for somebody to go soft on him in the future. And there's literally no way to stop that from happening other than the fact that we're going to have some Republicans hold firm on this. The Democrats just don't have the numbers to stop whatever he's planning on doing. And if he's planning on saving his butt, he's planning on doing a lot.
One person was quoted, JC, as saying that this is President Trump's, quote, most unpredictable and dangerous move yet.
Oh, I don't know if that's true. I think that some of the tweets against North Korea and shouting out China have been dangerous. I think saying that we have naval, aircraft carriers outside of North Korea when we didn't, I think that was dangerous. I think this is unpredictable for sure. This was not predicted, and I think that it was dangerous for the democracy at the end of the day if he doesn't explain exactly what's going on. It seems as if too many people disagree as to why Comey was fired. And I think he has to make the case. He has to make the case to the American people. I fired him because of how he handled the emails that he was investigating with Hillary, the fact that there was no indictment after anyone else would have been indicted. But I am at the same time going to appoint a special prosecutor. I'm going to demand the Department of Justice appoint a special prosecutor in the meantime. I think if he were to do that, there has to be some sort of compromise. There has to be. There's never compromise anymore. There has to be some. And I think that if you were to appoint a special prosecutor into looking at the handling of the Clinton emails and another special prosecutor to examine Russiagate, then you're going to see both Republicans and Democrats and the American people breathe a little easier. But we're not ready for this. If all of a sudden the plan, as you were talking about just before, if the plan is to just ignore Russiagate from now on, because I think that's where we're heading. Last night, the deputy press secretary came on Fox and said, why don't we just drop it already? It's been a long time. It's been over a year. There's nothing to be found. If we don't continue to investigate Russiagate, you're going to see a scandal of enormous proportions in politics, and it may hurt my party in 2018.
I don't see them dropping this whatsoever. I think that this is something that's going to be written into history. I think Donald Trump is going to have to face the consequences of his actions. I think it was a short-sighted move. I think a lot of people have already decided that his people did not think this thing through. They did not roll it out well, like they've been rolling out other things like the Muslim ban and stuff like that. No, I would have to say that this definitely is the most dangerous thing that he's done to date, in spite of all the other examples, great examples that you gave. Because the only thing that he accomplished with this is that he pushed all of the foreign policy issues off the table. Right now, a lot of people aren't talking about the fact that the United States is building up a military deal going on in Afghanistan. They're calling for 3,000 to 5,000 more troops. A lot of people don't realize that just yesterday, the South Koreans elected a liberal, anti-U.S. President. And this man is talking about talking to North Korea and demanding that THAAD missile defense system that the United States forced them to take 2 weeks ago, to remove it. And then when you talk about what's happening in Syria, that's a huge story that they're not talking about. The Russians, the Iranians, and the Turks just set up a no-fly zone of their own. They're calling it a de-escalation zone to protect innocents and to keep the United States from making any more of those incidents.
Well, you know what? I think, again, we're not prepared for this. I think that the president has the authority to have an FBI investigator that will be loyal to him, an FBI director that will be loyal to him. He already has a deputy attorney general that will be loyal to him. We've never seen this before. We didn't expect this. I think the only person that we can look back now and blame for this. This is something that you saw during the campaign, and we got to stop lying to ourselves. During this presidential campaign, you saw a strong man running on my side, a guy who said only I can fix it. The red flags were there as to what kind of president you were going to get. So I put the blame squarely on Hillary Clinton. I put the blame squarely on Democrats, and I put the blame squarely on Robbie Mook, Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, because no matter how much you guys want to blame Director Comey for losing this election because of some letter, your candidate still did not campaign in Wisconsin, still did not campaign in Michigan, and blew this election to Donald Trump. So I know that this is a shocker to you guys, but this is all your fault.
Well, you also have 51% of eligible. You have 51% of eligible American voters that never even went to the polls to vote. But
all Democrats, all your fault. I'm telling you. Darren, I'm telling you, this is your fault. Robbie Mook, and you guys, you know what? You guys voted for. Listen, have you realized that this last presidential election cycle, you supported someone under FBI investigation to get the nomination for your party? I mean, that's insanity, and I told you it would be a problem. You guys messed up, and now guess what? You have a strongman president. You even know what's happening. I told you it was going to happen.
He's calling
JC is JC is calling for casting blames and aspersions on other people and stuff like that.
Negative.
However, former President Obama in Italy, I believe yesterday or the day before, said that, and he told the Italians this, that you know what, citizens deserve the politicians they get, and when you look back at what happened in 2016. I would have to agree with that. I wouldn't say that you guys did it or you guys did it. I think the nation as a whole did it to themselves. We had plenty of.
That's not fair.
No, that's the truth.
That's not fair. Your candidate didn't campaign in Wisconsin and Michigan. How are you not going to do that?
In fact,
it's not Comey's fault.
It wasn't just. It wasn't noticed until after the election, but Comey actually said that. Both of them were under investigation at the same time. The United States actually voted for two candidates who were currently under investigation during the election. So, who's to blame?
On that note, gentlemen.
On that note,
Darren. Unfortunately, I gotta go. JC,
okay.
You got bombed. That's it. Gotta take a break. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
You come back next week and recover.
It was fun.
All right. We'll be right back. Right after this, we'll have more open. Stay with us. We'll be right back.